Hurts so good.
They're playing Hurt So Good in Seymour and across the country. The song is number 5 on the pop charts.
Hurt so good. Come on, baby, make it hurt so good. Sometimes love don't feel like it should, baby. Hurt so good.
It's John Cougar's biggest hit so far, and it's making him a star. He's featured on national TV shows like this one. His album rates a prominent display in record stores in his home state of Indiana.
It's good and it's irresistible too. And yeah, he's a local boy that made good, and we're happy for him. We like him for it.
Like, you know, when they told me the record went top 5, I was like excited. But I'm not really into being a rock star. You know, I've maintained that from the start.
At 30, Cougar is not an overnight success. The hard climb to the top began 8 years ago when he was John Mellencamp in Seymour.
I really kind of got into the music business by accident. I went to college, right, and I got a degree in communications, which I'm horrible at. The old man and everybody was pretty upset that I wouldn't get a job in broadcasting, and I put together a band, and I thought I was working at a telephone company in Seymour installing telephones, and I got laid off, and I had a year's unemployment. So I thought, well, and everybody, one of the big reasons I got into music business is because people said, people from Seymour just don't make records, John. Forget it. It's a foolish idea. To me, it was pretty out of the question, too, but I had to give it a try. So I took my unemployment that I'd got, you know, from working at the telephone company and went to New York. And, you know, it's been 8 years now, and I'm still making records. And, you know, this is my best year I've ever had. And so, you know, even for people from Seymour, Indiana, I guess dreams come true, even though they're not cracked up, but they're supposed to be. But, you know, you can make things happen if you work at them.
Cougar has gone far writing music that reflects his Midwest heritage, but he hasn't traveled far from home. He lives just about an hour from Seymour, here near Lake Monroe on the outskirts of Bloomington. For security reasons, he asked that we not show his home.
I like it here. You know, I could live anywhere I wanted to, but I live here. You know, it's home. I hate to sound like Dorothy, but there's no place like home, right?
What do you get out of home?
I think security keeps me sane. Because it'd be real easy for, you know, for people, for somebody, for anybody, you, me, anybody in this business, to start believing that they're really important. But the reality of the situation is that we're not.
You think this is going to keep you from getting a swelled head?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, my only other option would be go move in a trailer.
Cougar doesn't seem to be impressed with himself. People in Seymour weren't impressed with him either when he was growing up. Tomorrow, the singer, his family, and friends talk about the early days. Melissa Forsythe, Action 11.
Little kid, got Jack and Diane. Show me how you did growing up in the heartland.
Jack and Diane is a song John Cougar wrote about growing up in Seymour, Indiana, a conservative slice of Middle America. In this all-American town, John Cougar was not the all-American boy. Long before he was on stage, he was performing.
You had to be creative to have a good time. There wasn't like a lot of movies, there wasn't like a lot of entertainment set for kids, and I wasn't exactly into Dean Malay, you know, so it was like, we stood around a lot on the streets, and yelled at girls and drank beer, and believe it or not, I never got arrested. Came close a couple times, but never got arrested. All my friends did.
Well, back in high school, did you just drink beer, or did you do drugs, or what?
I think everybody's done drugs at least once, you know, so I fall in that category, but I haven't done drugs since 1971. I haven't even been drunk since 71. You know those guys that, when you see them in bars, they give you this look? You know, and you think, oh man, I hope this guy don't come around me. I was that guy, you know, and of course I got beat up a lot, you know, because my mouth was always running and always running to the wrong character. And so, you know, it got to a point where it was just like, hey, John, you got to quit drinking. I was in college. You got to quit drinking and quit doing drugs because it's like it's like nowhere.
Cougar lived in this big white house just outside town. His mother says she always knew that of her 5 children, John Cougar would be the one in the limelight.
Yeah, he always wanted to be noticed. He has a great ego. You know, I'm somebody. I'm important. You know, he was always such a little man. He has a lot of drive, and he sets goals for himself, you know, and he works to achieve those goals.
There's only a few things, and that's your family and friends and your job. So I do my job, and I try to be nice and to get along with my friends, and I try to provide for my family. And if that's driven, I guess I am.
I heard you had a real bad temper.
It's part of my personality. It's part of my, you know, I use that aggression and intenseness, or what's that? I guess, right. On stage, you know, it becomes this on stage, as opposed to walking out. Like, I don't need to take cocaine before I walk on stage like a lot of artists do to get up, because I can be up. I look at those people and it's like, all right, here we go, you know.
Cougar's younger brother, Ted, lives in Seymour when he's not on the road as the band's tour manager.
He can get mad and fire somebody, and then they're gone. But he's not going to get mad at me and fire me. And if he does, I'm still going to be his brother. I'm still going to be there, you know. So it's actually a lot easier. And we grew up together, and we know each other, and we think alike, and so therefore it's, you know, it's just a lot easier.
Says his band is like family too. Larry Crane on the right is from Seymour, Mike Wanchik from Lexington, Kentucky, Toby Myers, Indianapolis, Kenny Aronoff lives in Bloomington, and the backup singers just added to the act for an upcoming tour are from Texas. Cougar mostly confides in an old high school buddy, Mark Ripley.
What's Mark think about the earring?
Mark, he says, take that earring out, John, get rid of that earring, you know. He says, what are you doing with that? But I've had it 10 years. And Mark had great advice for me when I was trying to get in music business. Man, try to get your job back at the phone company, John.
That was long ago. Now that he's hot, even the early records Cougar calls crummy are selling. And that's important to someone who says he's in the business of making music. Tomorrow he talks about the pressures of his profession. Melissa Forsythe, Action 11.